Notes for Knife, Fork, Spoon. Fun. Talk shit. We're getting there. We're on there.
What would you say is your favorite Marvel movie? Pick one.
Mine's Civil War.
I was going to say Civil War. I really loved Infinity War and Endgame, but Civil War is unbelievable.
Civil War is
the
next
democracy
level, though.
that's in it. Democracy?
It's not. I know what you're thinking.
The diploma? No.
It's like the stubbornness between the two.
It's not the agenda. No, beliefs.
Yeah, but it's almost like the
Point of view.
Just the overall situation.
Because I mean, like
you get both sides. That's the
Both,
worst
yeah.
thing. You get both sides. One's driven personally. One's driven for logistic reasons, like logic.
But the way it's
that's
written,
not
it
even
just
right
creates...
either.
Well,
both sides are sort of justified in their own way. One,
that's what I'm saying.
One
They
believes
both have reasons why.
One believes that they need to be in check, so they limit what
But-
damage they do when they're doing good. But then
But
the
the-
other half says, if someone is controlling what we can and can't do, what if they say we can't go somewhere
But
that needs help?
the best part about it is that you know deep down that Iron Man kind of agrees with
Yeah, of course
Captain
he does.
America, and Captain America kind of agrees with Iron
That's
Man.
what I mean. Like, well, Captain America was a minute away from signing it. He was about to agree to it. He's like, he's holding the pen, and he's like, there needs to be bylaws. Like, there needs to be a way for us to go somewhere if we have to. We can't. A big situation can't be happening.
I
and
mean
the government
the
no.
whole Iron Man versus Captain America thing.
Yeah, but then obviously when the standpoints for what the Civil War sort of is about, when they actually go at it, but then the slugfest at the end.
Think about it though.
The whole movie, fucking god tier.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't. I said pick one, but I can't. Civil War and fucking Endgame. Completely even.
Yeah, Endgame.
Endgame was good, but
Unbelievable.
I don't know. Would you go? What would you choose between Infinity War and Endgame?
Oh, you can't. They're very.
Honestly,
call me?
I would say.
What did you call me?
I said you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
Unless, but that's what I mean. Like,
I couldn't choose.
if I had to
honestly.
pick between those two, I would pick Infinity War. I just love Endgame because it's the ending we deserved. It is the perfect ending to this. A fantastic show. We'll never know what that's like, but ending something perfectly as that, you cannot touch anything. And
with
that's why
sacrifice.
How many times did you watch it in the cinema?
I cried
Yeah.
Sorry,
from happiness.
Me too.
I was just.
did you cry?
Mate, I did too.
Tears came out when that charge was going, the music going.
Yeah, I'm getting
them all
goosebumps
running.
while
I can
thinking
see
about it.
all their faces. They again individually, you can see each one of them. I swear, my face.
I loved it, but I didn't cry.
I swear,
Hey,
my
Cap.
smile was ear to literally top of my ear to top of the
It
ear.
was
and
unreal.
I was like,
I was
oh
like,
my
I was
God.
honestly, my eyes were welting up.
I was
dead
so,
set.
I was just beyond happy.
Honestly,
Trying to watch it tonight.
I will never. We've already attempted that.
I'll invite
Why
you.
the fuck am I still here?
I'll invite you over when I'm doing the big marathon.
Funny story about
next
that.
year.
We tried to watch Endgame one night at
I kept falling asleep.
at night. No, this is better. 9:30 at night. We try to watch Endgame. We all fall asleep on the couch. We all wake up at 2 a.m. He's still at our house. He wakes up, looks at his phone, and he goes, "Why the fuck am I still here?" And he's like, "Bailey, we're gonna go." Anyway, yeah, I honestly watched the first ever cinema screening of that when it was out, the 8 a.m. session on the day it came out. I will never, ever, ever have a cinema experience like that.
How good is it when the crowd
When he was like,
when
he was like on your left and the rings opened up, the crowd literally started applauding and screaming and it was literally like I was at a fucking stadium.
It's like a concert.
It was unreal, and Dad had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Dad's like, who's those guys?
Me and Saham
I
were
thought he died.
Me and Saham were losing it, and the guys in front of us and like a couple rows were just diehard fans losing their shit. And Dad's just like, "Oh yeah,
What's going on?
Just casually, how unreal is Thanos?
That
He's a
awesome."
boss, by the
How
way.
awesome is Thanos?
See, the only fucking place where they can make a villain actually have an agenda in which people are like, we kind of agree. Your scale might be way, way out of proportion.
It's fucked, but
But he's like, he's got a point.
it's not like I'm gonna destroy this place because
I want to.
it's testing my ability. Or
And
some
it's
shit
to
like
the
that.
scale where you're like,
Why did they put like a ball skin as his chin?
yeah, I don't know.
That's
But
probably the one design for.
but yeah, like honestly, all the superheroes coming out.
He's still so much better than the DC equivalent. That dark side dude.
I've not even watched any of them.
yeah, good. Keep it that
'Cause
way.
I do. I mean, I know we just did a whole big Marvel thing, but I am looking forward to the Schneider cut for the Justice League. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I think it will be good.
So like the original.
Also,
Yeah.
the new Batman movie looks good too.
I'm still half and half about it, but I want to.
It
I
looks
need
good.
to see it.
if you want to know how good Robert Pattinson's going to be, watch the new movie Tenet. I highly recommend. It's a bit of a mind fuck, but Robert Pattinson is unfucking real in it.
There's one with him.
Honestly, he is unreal.
Man, I'm gonna
There's-
go watch it
Robert-
this weekend.
There's one with him with
It's-
Tom Holland.
I really think we
that.
should do a movie review on it. Honestly,
Let's go watch Tenet this weekend.
it's you need. I feel like I need to watch it 2 more times. Like I swear to God, it's
I've
fucking
not
crazy.
even heard of it.
It's the movie.
Don't tell me. If we're gonna review it,
I
I was just
liked-
going to say
I
Christopher
liked-
Nolan.
I've been doing a thing at the moment.
I
I'm
like
trying to
the
watch
acting.
movies without watching the
Me
trailers.
too.
I've been trying to do that. It's
Yeah.
like even when the Mandalorian trailer comes out, I'm not going to watch it. Do you fucking mind?
Take your ears out, Scott.
Why?
Because it fucking hurts when you put it back in. You can
Doesn't.
unplug it now. It'll
Yeah.
be charged enough.
Yeah, solid. Good stuff.
The movie review this week that we're doing
Oh, yeah,
was your
movie
pick,
review.
right?
Yeah. I want
Do you
to
want-
hear.
I've got a synopsis right here before we start. Do you want me to
do
read
the
it?
synopsis.
Yes, please. So the movie this week was The Prestige. Dale?
Actually, a relatively older style movie, which I don't understand to this day why it slipped through the cracks because we are huge Hugh Jackman fans. I've actually become more of a Christian Bale fan.
and Christian Bale,
Gun.
Scarlett
Michael
Johansson,
Caine.
Michael Caine.
Gun.
Unreal.
You had me at Michael Caine.
And Sheriff of Nottingham.
I was gonna say that.
How
I
good.
had that written
That's
down.
what I said to him because he's like, I'm Mr. Cunningham. I was like, do you know his first name? Mervyn. Your name is Mervyn? Mervyn
We've-
Cunningham.
We've got
It's
a
like
movie review.
Sheriff of Nottingham. My name is Mr. Cunningham.
And Bailey had
Mervyn
no idea
Cunningham.
Bailey had no idea what I was talking about because as he walked up to the cage, I was like, "Dared to kill a king's deer," and Bailey's like, "What?"
Your name is Mervyn.
We should review this fucking movie.
Your name is
Over
Mervyn.
that boy hand.
By the way, I just
Hand
want to,
over.
Your name is Mervyn.
before we go into the synopsis or anything, I just want to know, anyone listening right now, if you guys actually do watch the movie, please comment below and tell us
Men in Tights or Prestige?
anything. Any we're reviewing, if you're actually watching it before, if you're watching it before you actually listen to this, tell us. We're interested to see your opinion. Anyway, yes, synopsis. Dale.
2 friends and fellow magicians become bitter enemies after a sudden tragedy. As they devote themselves to this rivalry, they make sacrifices that bring them fame, but with terrible consequences. It's a very, very quick synopsis, but
Doesn't explain anything.
Sort
it
of.
kind of does.
No, but we're going to dive into it. That's what I mean. Like,
It's a much
good.
Well, I
better,
mean,
it's a much
they-
better description than what
They
you
both
gave me.
cross paths together because they both love magic and they want to be the best magician going round. They obviously have that incident at the beginning with
and that was
Hugh
just
Jackman's
because
wife.
that was just to make it look better because of the better knot.
I don't understand that.
No, it's so he
just
said
decided to do that
no,
knot.
so he said the knot is more secured, so less chances of the rope coming undone when the thing's hoisting her up.
Oh,
that was
okay.
his point. But then obviously Michael Caine's like, no,
It works.
it is more secure, but it also is a little bit tighter and it's a bit more
Hard to
work.
shift.
So if the rope expands and swells in the water, she won't be able to slip out of the knot.
Correct.
But then that's what happened. So I think, I don't know. Again, like he thought about it and he wanted to do the normal knot, and the girl's like sort of half
Nodded
nodded.
as well, yeah, because she
and
said
then
she could
and then
do
the
it.
whole thing with the
And
when they're
also
at the
Michael-
funeral, and then he's like, "What knot did you do?" And he's like,
You
"I
just
don't
can't
know."
remember. But
No.
that would be the shock from it. But also, Michael Caine was fucking smacking the tank with the handle end of the axe.
Yeah.
Couldn't you smash the tank
Just
with the
smash it.
metal end, or give it to Hugh Jackman?
Yeah,
Hugh Jackman's just standing there, let this
Here.
poor 80-year-old man trying to break a fucking
Wolverine, please break it.
who was
Like,
ripped in that movie, by the way.
yes,
It was still ripped, yeah. But Yeah, and then obviously as it went down, they just started sabotaging each other. And he did the catch the bullet trick, and the bullet wasn't supposed to be in there, but Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, you saw him put it in.
Hugh Jackman dressed up as one of the crowdsmen and put a
I
bullet
like
in
how
it.
I liked that whole section of the movie where they kept going to each other's shows and they just kept getting picked.
What about when they just moved the
Do
fucking?
you know what I mean?
They moved the fucking the cushions and stuff through the trap door, and he just smacked.
That
the
was
ground.
brutal.
that was the best one.
My knee started throbbing after that. I was like,
That was
oh.
that was the best performance hack.
That was hilarious, actually.
Because he comes out and he's like, whoa, where is he? And it's like,
And he's like, I'm
"There's-
across
there's-
the road.
There's too much magic over there. I had to come over here.
Yeah.
No.
Other than that, it was
And then he found out
Big thing at the end.
the
it's
biggest
fucking
trick, and then
Tesla got fucked over with the light bulb
Oh.
electricity thing. Instead, he fucking created that device which did that.
Andy Serkis as well.
Gollum.
Gollum.
Yes.
He was in it too. So yeah, and they
And
kept
he
trying.
didn't have special effects on his face for once.
I'll be
So-
honest, it was very confusing the first time it kind of drops in the whole supernaturally changed cloning thing because with the whole hats and the cats.
Spoilers.
The movie's from
Spoilers.
2006.
Yeah, they've had fucking 14 years to watch
Spoilers. No, so yeah, so they were trying to. Their tricks were called was it the disappearing man or like
it.
the
Vanishing Man.
the teleporting
Vanishing-
man or whatever?
Teleporting
Vanishing
Man.
Man.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
he would bounce the ball from one side of the stage, and while it was bouncing across the stage, he would go through,
one door.
throw through the door, and when the ball reached the other side of the stage where another door was,
He walked
he would
out.
pop out of the door and catch the ball.
So Hugh Jackman basically became crazed and obsessed with trying to beat that and become a better trick than that.
So yeah, he
Basically.
he
Again,
did
it
his
was
own
just
version.
a very heated, very intense rivalry between these two to
How
try and
funny-
outdo each other, and they just
But in Hugh
push the
Jackman's
boundaries
in,
to
in-
try and beat each other.
in Hugh Jackman's attempt to better that trick, he went and found someone that looked exactly like him. Remember that stupid drunk
That was great.
French man?
That was
See, something as simple as that, just like having obviously the same actor, like Hugh Jackman played two roles, just with a funny accent, just made it so much more impacting and hilarious. Like it's
Yeah.
it's Hugh Jackman again, but it was honestly good. And then when he did the actual teleporting man, and they kept trying it, and the hat wouldn't disappear when they were scanning the hat, they're like, "All right, sorry, you got to come back. We fucked up.
But they kept
but
popping out
it was
down
just
there.
sending it outside.
And then the breaking point was when they tried it on a human, and they're like, the cat, and they're like, we got to change the material we're doing, and nothing happens again, and they're like, fuck, we fucked up again. And then as he's leaving, the cat runs out into this like almost down near the forest,
hill, yeah.
this hill, and there's heaps of hats that they've tried on in the past, and another cat. So obviously it's not an like vanishing man; it's actually cloning what it's scanning in this system. So that
So then
became.
Did
his,
you notice then when he did his final 100 shows that he obviously selected the blind guy
Yeah,
to
so they
work
couldn't
out the
see.
back so he couldn't see anything?
Mhm.
Also asked Michael Caine, he goes, for this show I want you out the front.
So they wouldn't see the dead bodies.
So people didn't realise that he was killing himself every single time he did the show.
So using
killing, yeah, the other him.
Correct. And that's what confused me a little bit when he said,
was
he goes,
Chris-
I don't know which one I'm going to be.
Yeah,
So
no,
then-
well, he means like, is his clone gonna get sent up to the thing?
Yeah.
Or is he the one dropping down into the tank?
his clone had the same consciousness as him in that moment. Like he just teleported, but it's another version of him. Because when he first did it in the studio, the new him was opposite the
And he
machine.
shot him.
And he turned around and he was like, whoa. And then as soon as he grabbed the gun, he's like, no, don't do it. And then he killed him. So he had the same mindset. So to the clones, so obviously breaking it down, the crowd were watching him teleport himself. And as the teleportation device finished, he would actually drop through a trapdoor into a cage full of water.
So that means the original would be dying every time.
The original he would die and kill himself
Every time.
100
And
days,
drown.
and his clone would appear on the actual top tier of the arena and basically be like, "I just appeared," but that was his clone, and for 100
So-
days he would drown himself.
When he was doing that trick, obviously Christian Bale was in the crowd, and
Watching.
Hugh Jackman knew that it would irritate Bale to want to know so much of what the trick was. And obviously the plan the entire time was to have Christian Bale. He knew that Christian Bale would sneak behind the stage and try
then
and see
he
it.
rigged it to
frame him.
and put him in prison.
So yeah, he saw one of the clones drowning, himself drowning, and when Michael Caine decided, oh shit, I need to go back there because I saw someone walk down there, he saw Christian Bale staring at the fish tank or water tank of him drowning, thinking that the actual Hugh Jackman's dead, even though he's cloned. And he went to jail. But that was the big twist again.
Correct.
So for how...
So Christian Bale had a double,
Twin.
or was it a clone?
Twin brother.
No.
Was it a twin brother
They
or
were
a clone?
they were putting that show on. They were acting that their entire life. That's why they were talking about at the start about, look, their whole life they are performing.
So it was a twin
their
brother
whole
or a
life.
clone?
Twin
It was a
brother.
twin brother.
Was it a twin? So it was something.
twin.
It was something as simple and like obviously Hugh Jackman's was an actual cloning science device. His was as simple as even Scarlett Johansson, the
They were
assistant,
living the same life their entire life. That was their act.
yeah.
and the assistant was even like, you have the opportunity to make it look so much real because doubles can't replicate your fingers because he had 2 fingers blown
that's
off
why
because of
they-
the gun,
That's why they cut
and
it.
it was just as simple as, not as simple, but cutting off the fingers of the double.
Do you remember then when the wife kept saying, "Oh, you love me today, but what about tomorrow?"
Yeah,
It's
no,
'cause they
no, no,
kept-
no. I know that part. The only one I wasn't sure of. I was like, was it a clone or a twin brother?
No, twin
That was
brothers.
it. No, just because Christian Bale gave him the note about Tesla. So it's like if he'd been there as well, but
But
Tesla
to my
made
understanding, they fucked up because the one that loved the wife that then hung herself is the one that remained alive, and then the one that was
How can you tell?
killed or murdered was the one that loved Scarlett, because at the very end he said when he shot him that
Yeah.
he loved old love.
Yeah.
So I think it was they kind of fucked their partnering up.
Yeah, but it was just a massive twist, and obviously he got condemned to be hanged in jail, and Hugh Jackman when everyone thought Hugh Jackman was dead, rocked up to the jail cell with Christian Bale's daughter, being like, "I'm going to take care of her now," and Christian Bale goes to get hung, and as he gets hung, his actual self or the double comes and kills Hugh Jackman and goes, "I wasn't in jail the whole time. I've been outside of jail." I just thought it had a massive twist, and the whole time,
Well, he was in jail. It was just his twin brother outside.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like you thought the actual Bale was dying, then his brother comes, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
I know there was something about his assistant, the dude with the beard, which was Christian Bale's twin.
I didn't pick it at
He
all.
was in
I
it.
didn't.
I didn't.
Mum
know,
did,
I knew he
obviously.
was going to be part of something because
What?
he was in it. He was popping up too much, and I thought he would have some involvement.
They weren't revealing him, which is what I was like. That's a bit
They
fishy.
weren't showing a lot of him.
Correct.
but enough.
And Mum watches it for 10 minutes, goes, "Something about him. He's going to be someone. He's going to be something." And then she was like, "It's going to be Hugh Jackman." I'm like, probably
It's
not.
gonna be that's Zac Efron.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Hugh
I
Jackman.
started suspecting it close to close to the end. I was thinking about it. You remember when he
I
got
didn't-
when the
I-
double
not-
when the double got buried?
Yes.
Oh, when he's like, there he is, and he just very intensely started digging him up. I was like, it's a bit intense.
Yeah, but even
that's
if-
a bit considering how much he doesn't give a fuck about anyone else. He just suddenly starts being so intense about
I just thought it was
digging
his
him
mate.
up.
I just thought it was his mate, his sidekick guy.
But that's what I mean. He
I did not
put
think-
magic above his own wife. At that point, he sometimes would put magic above his own wife. So then this assistant would trump those two. That's when I started being like, yeah, there's something involved with this dude. But I would never have
didn't
thought.
pick that.
No. It was very interesting for me.
It's just low battery, all good.
Yeah, very interesting for me. I really enjoyed it.
It was different, something different.
I'm
What-
going to
what'd
jump
you
in.
give it? Yeah,
Oh, sorry, you go.
sorry.
I'm giving it a 3.
Okay.
I personally, I wasn't a fan about the time jumping. I don't mind a time skip, and I don't mind it, but it was too much at times. Like it started at present, and then it would go past. Then it would go like
The future of that past,
future
but not
of
quite
that
the
past,
prison.
and then faster than that past before, and then future of that future again. It was.
I do
too
actually
much.
kind of agree with you at one point when Hugh Jackman was reading the diary that he had got, but not
See,
quite
it-
yet to the story we were
That
watching.
was the best part
but
because
yeah, but that's what I know, but that's personally just.
yeah.
I reckon if they did it a diary at a time, and we're doing flashbacks by that diary, maybe.
When both the diaries that had been given to them by the end, they had written the whole thing.
And they knew
Just
they
to
were going
fuck
to be
with
reading it.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
they,
lit.
again, they tied it well when because they would do like again, like even like Hugh Jackman was reading the book, and like that secret was revealed, and then it did a Christian Bale time jump showing what Christian Bale was doing and tricking Hugh Jackman thinking that diary was normal. But then they did it right for the second one where they showed a Hugh Jackman jump back in time, and then it jumped to Christian Bale in the future reading that you're reading this in prison. That one was better done. Again, it just did it too much. A little too much.
Fair enough.
Was good.
And I definitely wouldn't say it's a magic movie. It's definitely not. It's like
It's
it's a magician thriller.
Illusion.
It's a
It's
magic
called mystery drama.
A magic movie is Now You See Me. With,
Oh, of
with
course.
Michael Caine, that's more magic. This one's a magician rivalry thriller.
Mystery drama.
Actually, magician mystery. Yes, much better.
What'd you give it, Ryan?
I gave it quite high. I gave it a 4, borderline 4.5.
He really enjoyed it, and then he got really mad at me last night when I was saying I wasn't a big fan of it.
I was like, I just felt like it was up his alley. I really felt like it was, and I was like, fuck. I was kind of disappointed, but I'm like, at the same time, like,
I didn't realize it was like about like magicians and stuff. I'll be honest. I didn't watch many trailers or anything because I actually thought The Prestige. I thought it had something to do with like lawyers or something like that.
but I
And as
watched
soon
it-
as they started doing illusions on the thing, I'm like, here we
But
go.
that's what I mean. Like they again come back to the time jumping. Like the thing is, they constantly. The movie's called The Prestige, and even it starts. It's like there are 3 parts to magic trick. It's like there's one where you show them something normal and get them attention to it. 2, it's like it's like you do something not normal with that normal item, and then the 3rd is bringing it back, which is the prestige. So I thought they'd be sticking the movie to that kind of premise. So it's showing you a normal thing, which would be somewhat of the story, then showing them doing something not normal with that something, and then the ending, which was going to be a big twist, which is a ridiculous twist. It's a bit fucking overboard a little bit, and it was kind of you cannot possibly.
Well, he was kind
start of the movie-
of performing the ultimate
That's what I mean,
prestige
at
at
the-
the end, wasn't he? Because
Yeah.
he was killing himself, but then bringing.
But
him
that's
back.
what I mean. Like at the start of the movie, you would never fucking think that.
Oh,
even
no.
even when the transforming man was done teleporting man was done the first time, you did not think Hugh Jackman
was
gonna
killing
do
himself.
that. But that's what I mean. It was that
Prestige.
It was that overboard. You didn't think they were going to come up with that because the guy who got done in by Edison
that's-
inventing the light bulb for electricity
That's
could
what-
just making a clone machine.
That's what the brutal scene is at the end when he's dead, just laying on the
I-
ground, and the camera zooms
know.
out, and it's just
It's
all the
tanks.
chambers.
Yeah, I know.
Ma-
I watched it. I watched it.
Yeah, but we haven't mentioned that scene yet.
When I watched it,
I know what
Dale.
scene you're going to mention. All the birds dying.
No,
That
the
was
bit
intense.
where
That was
Christian
intense.
Bale comes up, and then when they do the cage bit, and he just pulls it and slices the lady's fingers off.
Yeah, but what about every single trick? And the kid picked it up.
Yeah.
Sharp one.
He's
Where's
so-
his brother?
A little bird cage on the table, and oh mate, smacks the cover that's over it really hard, and this kid starts crying, and it's like, oh, the bird's dead.
Because like the bird's in a cage, and it's got a blanket over it, and when he slams it, it obviously makes it look like the cage is vanished and
And
the bird is
disappeared.
vanished as well. But in actuality, the cage is flattening and crushing the bird inside,
Into
and then they
small
pull a different
compartment.
bird.
Surely the bird makes a noise.
Not if
Well,
not
they're
if you're
doing it loud
instantly
enough.
getting
The
crushed.
thing is,
Oh, it's fucking brutal.
Instant crushing, and the kid picked it up. Kid's like, what about his brother? And even Christian Bale's like, you're a fucking little, you smart little
You
kid.
little
you
prick.
fucking tell anyone, I'll kill
I'm
you.
gonna fuck
I'll
your
make
mum.
you disappear.
Where is she?
I'm gonna fuck your mum.
That's aggressive.
That's what happened. The chick looking after that kid.
Oh yeah.
So he's just like, you're a fucking little funny bastard. I'm gonna become your dad.
How much of a shit schedule would the Christian Bale twin swapping thing be? Like, especially that wife was struggling before she killed herself. She was struggling hard. So wouldn't the twin who loved her be like, yeah,
I'll take
bro,
I'll
you-
take this
like,
shit,
bro,
love.
can I like have like a week, just being like with her for a week? Because I mean, she's been having some dark thoughts
Yeah,
lately.
she actually thinks you're
But
an
then
asshole.
the other one's like, no, it's fine. Yeah, well, I'll be sensitive. Goes out and get on a blinder, stays out late with the boys, rocks up to dinner later with a different girl. Hey, love, give her some champagne. She's just like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, dead set. But no,
While the other one's like having a crack with Scarlett Johansson.
yeah.
Like, here we go.
How like I just don't get it how we didn't pick it up
How
because
young was she in that movie too?
they were
Wow.
putting little subtle hints the whole way through. Like when you found out it was obviously him.
The
not-
way they do it,
the
the
double-
way they did it, you just thought he was losing
Yeah,
it with
but
fame
that's
and
the
everything.
best reveal in a movie when they start showing the little hints they've told you, and you just went, "Fuck, that makes sense." When she was like, "How is your finger like the finger wound just reopened, rebled again?" And then the little things about Scarlett Johansson being like, "It's a double. There's just wigs around all the stage," and she goes, "But he wants you to think that." It's crazy how one side of the spectrum, how Hugh Jackman was doing such a science experiment to get back at him, and he couldn't understand the logic behind Christian Bale's. But Christian Bale was as simple as a body double. Yes, not
But
simple
they
to
were
cut his
living
fingers
the
off.
trick the whole life.
Which he also made a mention to
At the
the
beginning.
Asian bloke, and he goes, "He's living the trick the whole life."
Yeah.
I said that.
You did not mention the Asian dude once.
I said he said it at the start. He goes, look.
Yeah, live
His
their life.
whole
Yeah, but
life.
you weren't referring to the guy with the goldfish, because
Yes,
even
I
Michael
forgot
Caine.
the actual guy they were
Michael
talking
Caine's
about.
like, "You go to see that guy and you want to know how he does the goldfish trick."
Yeah, then Hugh Jackman's trying to
Fucking
hold the
nailed
big
that.
glass thing
Yeah.
between his legs.
All right, if so, okay, so say imagine that Christian Bale
Fucking
and
unreal
Hugh
movie.
Jackman both got nominated for Best Acting Performance.
Oh, who would
Which
you give the main
one would
actor?
you give it to?
Who would you give the main actor in that?
Christian
It's them,
Bale
they're
played
both
a
the
pretty-
leads. Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman are both the leads. They are. They are the protagonist and antagonist both. They do both. One's the protagonist and then Hugh Jackman's the
I
antagonist for
think
him.
I'd say Christian Bale.
I'd give it to Hugh Jackman.
Christian Bale, like Hugh Jackman played a pretty bog standard Hugh Jackman role in my eyes. Christian Bale was different.
What other movies does Hugh Jackman watch his wife drown in front of him?
Greatest Showman.
Love that movie.
Logan.
Love that movie. No,
Is that her out of The Greatest Showman?
No.
I'm
Sure.
kind of, yes, that's the chick from Coyote Ugly. I'm kind of leaning towards,
Sometimes I feel like Hugh Jackman got a lot more screen time sometimes.
yeah, but it was obviously,
To
yes.
tie in the Tesla shit, he had a lot more screen time than Christian Bale.
Yeah, I feel like that was the suspense though. It showed Hugh Jackman's like building up, just being like, how the fuck does he do it? And like him sitting there, literally arguing with Scarlett Johansson, being like, it can't be as easy as just a double. That's what he wants. But
They
that was
could have
all it
had the
was.
same amount of time. It's just Hugh Jackman stood out more for me.
Yeah, but there was no behind the scenes because Dale hit on the head. There was no behind the scenes for Christian Bale because you'd see the body double twisting and you would see that. But the whole trick was almost keeping us in suspense as well.
They saved it all for the end, which is when I looked it up
The
on
ending
YouTube.
was
'cause-
wild.
Yeah, I looked it up on YouTube and just to watch it again, just to be sure before doing this. And like, it's like, literally on the video, it's like biggest climax in movie ever.
Yeah, and then it finished.
That's what I mean, it's not even like the twist was just building up. And it's a
when it
climax.
happened.
I didn't.
Yeah, you were asleep.
It was
I was
kinda-
dozing off.
I was like, holy fuck.
I'm probably leaning towards Hugh Jackman because of the screen time thing. But if Christian Bale had the same, I'd probably lean towards him more. Hugh Jackman,
Both unreal.
Both
unreal.
unbelievable.
Both unreal.
Not undoubtedly both unreal.
Did you guys hang on? Did you guys know who the actor was of Nikola Tesla?
Yeah, David Bowie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mum said that. Mum's like, must have been before he died. I was like, oh.
No shit, Mum. It was in 2006, you clown.
She listens to this. All right, so what'd you give it? What'd you end up saying?
4. I'd
4?
written down 4, but I
4.
could have been easily close to 4.5. for
Yeah, me too.
I rated it highly. I watched the shit out of it.
It's very interesting. And
still
that was
sits
among the
very
top 15 movies on IMDb.
Really?
It's in the top 15. I think it's 8.4 or 8.7.
I rated the shit out of
Is
it.
it as good as Departed though?
Nah, Departed's pretty
Departed's
great.
lit. I'm good. All good.
Awesome.
Cut it up.
Put a fork in it.
And eat it with a spoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.